All right, so we're diving into something pretty crucial for sales success today.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how to make sales presentations that don't just inform,
Right.
but presentations that really convert those prospects into actual customers.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I was looking at some research from the Sales Experts,
Oh, interesting.
and they said that something like 70% of executives
Okay.
believe that really compelling storytelling
Yeah.
is like super crucial for getting buy-in during those sales presentations.
That's huge, 70%.
It is. It's a big number.
Yeah.
And I think it really highlights,
Mm-hmm.
how the sales landscape is changing.
Right.
It's not just about,
Yeah. It's not enough.
throwing facts and figures to people.
No, absolutely not.
You really got to connect with them on an emotional level, right?
Right.
And so storytelling is like
It's a powerful way to do that.
a really good way to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess what we're talking about here is going beyond that typical bullet point laden slide deck.
Absolutely. I mean,
Right?
think about a time you were really captivated by a presentation.
Yeah.
Chances are it wasn't someone just like, ooh, standing up there being like,
Yes.
here's feature one, here's benefit one.
Yeah, totally.
It was because they told a story
Mm-hmm.
that resonated, It was like a problem, solution, and outcome.
And you felt something.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
You felt something.
It wasn't just like,
An
oh, okay.
intellectual thing.
Right.
It was emotional.
So as sales leaders or hiring managers,
Yeah.
how do we actually do this?
Right.
Because I know the sales experts talk about starting with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some tangible ways that we can really hook our audience right from the beginning?
I think instead of launching into some kind of like generic company overview or whatever, why not start by asking like a really provocative question that addresses like their challenges head on?
Okay. Yeah.
So for example, let's say you're talking to a group of sales executives
Okay.
and they're struggling to hit their quotas.
Right.
You could open with something like,
Mm-hmm.
what if I told you there was a way to increase your team's close rates by 20%
Ooh.
without adding any headcount?
That's good. Yeah.
Right.
They're at their attention.
They're immediately like, wait, what?
Right. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Exactly.
Or you could start with like a compelling statistic that, highlights the urgency of the problem your product or service solves.
Okay.
For example, you might say, did you know that companies who fail to embrace, I don't know, insert industry trend here,
Yeah. Fill in the blank.
are losing, on average, this much money each year?
Right. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I can see how a strong opening like that
Yeah,
would make the whole presentation so much better.
for sure.
More engaging, more persuasive. Yeah, totally.
It's all about capturing that attention, making them want to lean in and hear more
Yeah.
about how you're going to help them
Right.
achieve their goals.
So we've got that attention-grabbing opening,
Mm-hmm.
but then
Yeah.
the sales experts talk about structuring the presentation like a story.
Okay.
Now, I love a good story,
Mm-hmm.
but how do we actually apply that to a sales pitch?
Right.
It seems a little unconventional.
Yeah, it can seem that way.
Right.
But think about it. Humans are wired for stories.
That's true.
We've been telling stories forever. I mean, it helps us understand the world.
Right.
It helps us connect with each other, and it helps us remember information.
Yeah, that's true. I always remember a good story,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still a bit fuzzy on how we actually weave a story into a sales presentation.
So think of it this way.
Okay.
Every story has a hero, right?
Right.
Who faces some kind of challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have a guide who helps them overcome that challenge.
Okay.
And in the end, there's some kind of transformation
Right.
that happens because of that journey.
Okay.
So in your sales presentation, your prospect is the hero,
Okay.
your product or service is the guide,
Right.
and that transformation is the outcome they want.
I'm starting to see it.
You see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say
Right.
you're selling some kind of software
Mm.
that helps sales teams manage their pipelines.
Okay.
Instead of just listing all the features,
Right.
you could tell a story about a sales rep
Okay.
who's just totally overwhelmed.
Right.
They can't keep track of their leads.
Huh?
They're missing opportunities.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hooked.
Right. So that's your hero facing the challenge.
Right. All right. What happens next?
Well, this is where your software comes in as the guide.
Okay.
You explain how it provides that centralized platform
Mm-hmm.
for managing those leads,
Okay.
automating follow-ups,
Right.
providing those insights.
So you're showcasing the solution, but it's like part of the story.
Part of the story, exactly.
That they can connect with.
And then you wrap up the story
Okay.
by highlighting that transformation.
Mm-hmm.
So this sales rep,
Right.
they implement your software.
Okay.
And now they're closing more deals. They're exceeding their quotas.
Right.
They feel more confident.
Okay, now that's a sales pitch I'd want to hear.
Right.
Yeah, it's so much better than just like features, benefits.
It's about engaging them on a deeper level.
This is great.
So they can see themselves in that story, feel those pain points,
Right.
and really visualize that positive transformation.
Okay, so we talk about starting with a bang. We talked about storytelling.
Yep.
What other gems
Yeah.
do the sales experts have for us?
Well, let's talk about a pitfall
Okay.
that I think even seasoned sales professionals make.
Oh, intrigue.
It can really derail a presentation.
Tell me more.
It's focusing on features
Oh.
instead of benefits.
Ooh. Yeah, I've been guilty of that one.
It's so easy to do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you get excited about the bells and whistles.
Totally.
I'm guessing the sales experts have some advice on how to avoid that.
They do.
Okay, good.
It's a shift in perspective.
Okay, this is getting good.
Yeah.
We're going to have to pick this up in the next part of our deep dive
Okay, sounds good.
to really uncover how to showcase those benefits.
I'm excited.
But stay tuned.
So we were talking about that trap
Right, yeah.
of focusing on the features.
Features, yeah.
Instead of those benefits.
Yeah, it's so easy to do
It is.
when you're excited about what you're selling.
Totally.
But, you know, if we're trying to connect with those sales leaders, hiring managers, executives,
right.
like how do we make that shift
Well,
from features to benefits?
the sales experts say it's all about perspective.
Oh, okay.
You got to put yourself in your audience's shoes. Oh, okay.
So instead of listing out all the features, think about the outcomes those features deliver.
Yeah.
What problems do they solve?
Right.
What goals do they help achieve?
So instead of saying, like, our software has advanced analytics capabilities,
Right.
I might say something like, our software provides data-driven insights
Yes.
that empower your sales team
Exactly.
to make better decisions.
Strategic decisions
Yeah.
leading to more wins.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Faster sales cycles.
So you're translating the technical feature
Exactly.
into a benefit
But
that actually matters.
They don't care about the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
They want to know how it affects their bottom line.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But how do we know which benefits to highlight?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right, because different people care about different things.
This is where research comes in.
Okay.
Before you even make your slides, you really need to understand your audience.
Okay.
What are their pain points?
Yeah.
What are their goals?
Okay.
What keeps them up at night?
So, like, if I'm talking to a hiring manager,
Yes.
I might focus on how our software helps them find better talent faster.
Exactly.
But if I'm talking to a CEO, I might emphasize how our solution improves productivity and, you know, drives revenue growth.
Exactly. You're tailoring your message
Right.
to their specific needs.
Okay, that's
Yes.
great advice. So we've talked about starting with a bang. We've talked about storytelling.
Yep.
We've talked about benefits.
Right.
What else do the sales experts have for us?
Well, there's one more thing
Okay.
that can really make a presentation sing.
Okay.
Visuals.
Oh, visual. Oh,
And how we were talking about storytelling.
yeah.
Visuals can really enhance that.
Okay.
Bring your message to life.
Okay, but I have to admit, I've sat through some presentations
Yeah.
where the slides were just so cluttered.
I completely zoned out.
We've all been there.
Right.
But when they're used well, visuals can be a game changer.
Okay, so how do we do that?
So instead of thinking of your slides as like a crutch for what you're saying, think of them as a compliment.
Okay.
They should enhance your message.
All right, so what does that look like?
Okay.
The sales experts talk about using visuals wisely. Are there certain types that work better than others?
Charts and graphs are great for data,
Right.
especially for those data-driven executives. So instead of just saying customer retention increased by 15%,
Right.
show them a chart
Okay.
that illustrates that growth.
Yeah, that's powerful.
It's more tangible.
Totally.
And don't forget about images.
Oh, right. Images.
They can evoke emotion, tell a story.
Okay.
Choose images that resonate with those benefits.
All right, so like if I'm talking about teamwork, I might show a picture of a team, you know,
Yeah, celebrating a win.
celebrating, collaborating.
Exactly.
Okay, so visuals are important.
Yes.
Any other visual tips from the sales experts?
Keep it clean.
Okay.
Keep it concise.
Less is more.
Less is more.
Got it.
Avoid clutter.
Mm-hmm.
And your slides shouldn't just repeat what you're saying.
Right. Okay.
They should complement.
So we've talked about opening strong, storytelling, benefits, visuals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the sales experts also talk about a strong call to action.
Yes, this is key.
How do we make sure our audience, especially those busy sales leaders,
Right.
is ready to take the next step?
It's all about clarity and urgency.
Okay.
So be clear about what you want them to do.
Okay, so no ambiguity.
No ambiguity.
Direct.
Be direct.
Okay.
Instead of ending with a vague, any questions?
Right.
Tell them what to do.
Okay.
Like, schedule a demo today. Or download our free ebook.
Ooh, I like those.
Right.
Clear, concise.
Action-oriented.
But how do we get people to actually do it?
Create a sense of urgency.
Oh,
Offer a limited time discount.
okay.
A bonus for early adopters.
Right.
Highlight what happens if they don't act.
Okay, so like don't miss out on this chance to unlock your team's potential.
Exactly.
Sign up before this date and get a discount.
Perfect.
Okay, wow, we've covered so much.
We have.
Starting strong, storytelling, benefits, visuals, call to action.
It's a lot.
What about that lasting impact?
Ooh.
Like how do we make sure our message sticks with them?
That's a great question.
Even after the presentation is over.
We'll dive into that
Okay.
in the final part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned. All right, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into these killer sales presentations.
Yes.
And we've talked about a lot, those strong openings, storytelling, focusing on those benefits,
Right.
visuals, the call to action.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But it's all important stuff.
It is. But what about that lasting impact?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, how do we make sure that our message really sticks with them long after the presentation is over?
I think it's about creating an experience that resonates on an emotional level.
Okay.
Think about the presentations that have really stayed with you over the years.
Okay.
What made them so memorable?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It was probably the passion, the authenticity, that genuine connection.
Right, so it's more than just delivering the information.
It's about a shared experience.
Right. Yeah.
The sales experts don't exactly say this, but I think if we connect their insights to communication in general, authenticity is key.
Okay, so when you really believe in what you're selling, that passion comes through.
It does.
And it makes a difference.
For sure.
But how do we cultivate that authenticity?
That's a good question.
Especially when we're talking to, seasoned executives, people who've seen it all.
Right. I think it starts with knowing your material inside and out. When you're really familiar with the content, you can speak with confidence.
Right. Okay.
And that confidence is contagious.
That makes sense.
You can go off script. Adapt to questions, make it more conversational.
But preparation is key.
Yes.
But also allowing for that passion to come through.
Absolutely. Okay. And don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
Oh.
Share a story. Use humor.
Okay.
Let them see the human being behind the slides.
Right. So be professional.
Yeah.
But also be yourself.
Exactly.
Build that rapport.
And that helps build trust.
Oh, yeah.
Which is huge when you're asking people to invest in something.
Right. Because they can tell if you're genuine.
For sure.
And if you actually believe in what you're selling.
And that makes them more likely to say yes.
Wow, this has been so insightful.
I've had fun.
Me too. I feel like we've really learned a lot from the sales experts.
We have. They've given us a lot to think about.
About how to craft presentations that convert.
Exactly.
We talked about those strong openings. Storytelling, focusing on the benefits, using visuals the right way.
Yeah.
And having a clear call to action.
And being authentic.
Yes, authenticity. That's key.
It is.
For creating a presentation that people will remember.
It makes all the difference.
So to wrap things up, if you want to create presentations that convert, remember to combine that deep understanding of your audience with a passionate and authentic delivery.
Exactly.
It's not just about the information. It's about creating an experience.
That connects with people.
That inspires.
And that drives sales success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I try.
Well, that wraps up this episode of The Deep Dive.
Sad to see it go.
Me too. But we'll be back with more insights soon.
We will.
Until then, happy selling, everyone.
Bye, dear.